What does that mean? Slurp, the opening of Rockstar. It's Pier Zero. Mango strawberry. It's snowing here in the great state of Minnesota. The trees are shedding. We have snow here on the 6th month of the first day of the Christmas year. Christmas. This will be to the masses on the second day on Monday. Happy Monday for everybody out there who's listening to my audio. We had a delicious weekend. It was outrageous. It was contagious. It was horny. I felt very delicious and outrageous and contagious and just had the time of my life and lived large and made some videos with the sex object. We all know the wedding's been called off. Morning. Said no. Cease and desist. From Mighty Python. Summer's here. Full regalia. We can see the smoke for the Dakotas. As this music rambles and rumbles and rambles through your ear, he is listening to my video with morning. He will call, and he will call, and he will call. He will call and talk about Sarasota Tim. I think BlindViews is jealous of Tater. I listened to part of that video off and on a little bit. He's just jealous, hateful, pissing and moaning, spending other people's money again. I had a Whopper for lunch. It wasn't messy and filthy and dirty like I like my women. It was good. I had some fries. I was in the mood on Sunday, and I was stressed because of the wedding. If I ate it with McDonald's in the convertible. But my voice comes to you, this heartless little bastard, as I was called again by another person at the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport 3 times in 2 days, one from Sue Ellen. A refusal to take someone again to the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport from downtown St. Paul. I only take paying customers. I'm not out panhandling for rides. We're not Ubers. We're professionals. Call an Uber. You heartless little bastard. You damn right I am. Did you order that code red? Did you order that code red? And are you a heartless little? You're damn right I am. And you're damn right I did. Great movie. Love to ask how long that took to do that scene. Sit down and have a smoke with Tom Cruise. Go see the German movie. Try to take out Hitler. It's always when I watch it. But our freedoms are by the blood of the women in the armed forces who serve us well and spill blood in the oceans and the jungles and wherever else, house to house fighting. One was supposed to end all war. Hot Lips passed away. A mass shout to you out there, young lady. My favorite shows, The Save Childs. Loved her dearly. Loved to meet her. She took care of pet rescue, so she's got a spot in my heart. She's in the gates up there at Rainbow Bridge, and she's being greeted by lots of dogs and kitties. Wherever you are, young lady, thanks for the memories. We'll dedicate this audio in her honor. She passed away at a young age, I believe 79. But we talked about 1 and 2 in 1939, December 1st, when he stormed into Poland, just like what the little Hitler's doing now. Little hunch stands by and claiming the rumor that Biden has been taken out and now it's just a robot. Believes what he sees. He's like that in the show, oh God, what was that movie? What was it? Burgundy, where they just put it in front of him, he reads it. That's what he does. Great way to troll people. Just give him something, he'll read it. And he'll believe it. It's not a lie. Just let me be the truth. But the truth is, without the men and women of the armed forces, without storming the beaches, snapping next to crowds. We get dragged in by Japan. They got the mighty Mo, and finally in 1945 he took his own life. Sacrificed a lot of people to that altar of freedom. Not an easy thing. If it was easy, we would do it. It was not an easy thing. The men stormed it with a lot of bullets. They finally got in there. We got her done. Saved ourselves from speaking Japanese or German. We have the Forgotten War, obviously. Nothing really got done. As the song says, something's the matter, but nothing gets done by Supertramp. And the other one I like by Little Reefer Band, you can't change your life by changing your name. So true. Tater's a felon, changed his name. He's still a convicted felon. Vietnam, 58,200 plus, and a lot of people collateral damage taking their own life. You shouldn't have to have side hustles to take care of the men and women in the armed forces. They want something done, you give it to them. Can't abandon our men and women. They leave no one behind. Afghanistan, Desert Storm. Men and women blue, who run to problems. Saw a lot of police downtown Minneapolis, a rap concert going on, so there was a lot of carousing, shootings left and right. St. Paul was quiet. Homeless people abound. Who are these brave men and women in the armed forces who serve you? A lot of you guys only Memorial Day, 4th of July. You'll say something that you could give 2 F's, 2 pumps. Up in the sky, out at sea, in the jungles. Maybe they're just typing, whatever they're doing. That was follows Air Force, Army, and the Marines, and the Navy, and the Merchant, the National Guard, Coast Guard, the uniform. They have balls, and I mean balls, the size of, and the women do have ovaries the size of oak trees. They make that choice when they're called to go, not to Canada. You are your choices in life. God bless the working class. There's people that do in restaurants more than an hour than the Hutch does in a week up on the hill. These people up in the hill. Trust me, the working class. I see them every single day. Every kid's working at a restaurant. I met some great friends. Well, your choices. I don't run with poor people. Oh, no. I don't. Criminals. All that kind of behavior. P stood for Penn State. Not Joe Pa. We call it pedophilia universe till they're all executed and sent to the gates of hell. Sandusky will come out in a pine box. Would you shower? Would you shower in the shower of Penn State? Sven Johnson, who passed on, said he would lather it up. He said it was long gone. Like the song from George Thurgood, the Delaware Destroyers, lead guitarist out there, Jimmy Schuler, Monkey Beat. Look him up on YouTube, Monkey Beat. He's too poor to die. The man has an IOU to the devil. Lead guitarist with Jim Schuler, lead guitarist Billy Blau, Jeff Simon, and the saxophone player, Buddy Leach. And George just drinks with the band. Who do you love, baby? But make good choices. Always know to be a mistaken choice. When you allocate, the good choice is to put a condom on. Prevent AIDS. I guess it's supposed to kill you. Line dinner, line now, magic. It's a condom. Put one on. Prevent AIDS or herpes or the needle in the penis. All those filthy... And then women, as I've said before, and Casey Gritz has repeated, the women, you carry the groceries. You've got to carry that baby to full term. And the father, the child's long gone. I explained to a grown-ass man one day in a hot tub 10 years ago what a father, a dad means. I said, someone can usually father the child. Now, who takes care of the child? It should be Dad's Day. A lot of fathers run off. And Daddy step in, do the work. Put a condom on, please. That's all I'm asking. You're going to mount. I mean, sluts are selective. They're on the couch. Whores in the backseat of the car in Vegas, Green Valley Ranch. It's Cowpote approved. Screaming, hollering. Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. It's just hair's on fire. She's screaming. She's hollering. It's two men having consensual. $40 for me. I'm camping. Don't tell anybody. Vaseline. Yeah, but you don't like two guys going Hershey Ave trying to get airtight with each other. Women have 3 holes, men have just 2. 3 ways, right? One in the room for me. Well, can't watch 2 women. That's not a very Christian thing to be doing. Smashing gash and dental dam. Thank you. And don't drink and drive. Please call someone, or you will murder someone. Oh, I'm asking to as well. That 3 people murdered by drunks. They're still in a coffin, dust to dust. Those animals are free. It's like the Carollis. One finally passed Gates. She should be either deported or executed. Public hangings for the kind of behaviors. Eye for an eye. It's all. I'm serious, you know. Anybody who's a president must have served. Can't be a draft dodger sending men and women to your children to war. I've always said, yes, I've served. Oh, yes, I served them. When I remember, I honor them. Not an easy thing. I'd be a cook. They'd tell me, get the hell off the battlefield. Go make an omelet for me, bitch boy. We'll drive that truck. Weapons. I mean, I have a BB gun, a pellet gun that can take a head off of a raccoon. I had to take one out the other day. It was out, and they're nocturnal. He was walking in the backyard, pacing. So I went down, loaded up, and buried him back in the creek with all the other critters I had to take out. Called Critter Creek at times. But anyways, welcome to your audio addiction. Fear mongering. We always commercial music, response, we podcast. It's a podcast. We're going to step away and pay bills, and they'll repeat themselves 10 times what the hell it is. It's like, well, I know. I'm going to listen to it. I popped it up, bitch boy. Not real radio. This is old school podcasting. Occasionally I call, people call. Record it. We're no longer live and Spreaker, which is dumb. Talk shoes, dumpster fire. YouTube's boring. Bunch of celebrities think they're podcasters. So, I don't know. Jenny Penny got a car after she told out the lead geek, Carpetbagger's car. A new one. He hasn't done anything in 2 days. He's kind of laying low. He lays low, that way he'll let it just kind of go away. Super chat, and I guess she's going to hang out with him, so he's kind of, she did a video on it, and he came in the back, and Pasadena Production had a video of somebody else. He was in the Epic Universe trying to walk in ahead of everybody, you know. But somebody made a comment that he watches videos whenever he super chats, he wants money. When things go wrong, he never hurts to ask, for Christ's sake. So he's laying low with Jenny Penny, the housekeeper. Poor young lady. She needs a man. A real man. We've got a few downloads as of late. Just over 200. I can't believe it. Well, I get a whole bunch on the Chrome. So whoever's living on Chrome, thank you so much. Appreciate it very, very much. 152 United States, Canada, Ontario, Georgetown 11 times, Toronto twice. Oh my goodness. Let my people go! South Korea, Russia, Sweden, Pakistan, Denmark, United Kingdom, Australia, Norway, Spain, Japan, Netherlands, California, Florida, Missouri, New York, North Carolina, Illinois, so we're in Virginia, Wisconsin, Arizona, South Carolina, Tennessee, St. Petersburg, and Ocala. Thank you so much. South Carolina, Lakewood once, California, a bunch now, Los Angeles 73 times, Vermont 59 times, Elk Grove once. Thank you. Wisconsin across Green Bay, the Green Bay Penis Packers in New York, Queens and White Plains, Virginia, Monte and Forest. What's that? I want to go to that one town. It's a ghost town. I always want to find where Fat Boy lived and see. There's a place north of him. It's a model train, really kind of cool. But I've seen the town before. A couple of videos. It's in Virginia, West Virginia. It's right literally not too far from Ohio, where I'd land. But NACO in lovely and talented Arizona, Missouri, St. Louis. Thank you, all the IPs that roll in. I really, really do. South Carolina, Lakewood, and then Tennessee is Tazewell. You're new to the show. Thank you so much, and appreciate it. Everybody that comes in, you can share, you can like it, whatever you want to do. I always appreciate that behavior. But yeah, Carpetbagger's let a little low, letting his lovely and talented. But what's this? Someone came over on Spotify for Speculations North, North Carolina, Mac one time, and then Rock Hill. So Specs got a couple. Here we go. Well. Thanks for calling in the show. What's going on?
Hey, what are you doing?
Well, just doing a show, saving the troll. Intro's done. Went over all the IPs and slandered you. No, just said you'd probably call the show. I called your show yesterday. I wasn't prepared for that. I would have been prepared and started slandering you in front of your friends. So I actually called.
Yeah, I put you on the spot.
But I was like, I told my wife, I said, I called my first podcast on YouTube. She goes, what is it called? Carl. I called Santa Claus.
Yeah.
But I was down to Minneapolis waiting for a phone call from my boss, so I don't want to be getting overly excited. And like you said, I got to listen to my phone, so.
Yeah, I took the day off today, had a nap,
What?
just hanging out with the dogs,
Wow.
going to the pool.
I see.
Wife and the kid, one of the kids wants to go to Olive Garden, so I guess we're going to go do that.
Olive Garden's good. I'm not. I like Italian, but I've been to a couple before. It's always fun to go to. So.
Yeah, well, the wife likes it. I'm not a fan, but
Yeah.
I'll eat.
Oh, absolutely. Pile it on. But I did listen to your uncle, BlindViews. BlindViews, that's why he hears it. He is, I think, obsessed and jealous, especially jealous of Tater, because he's again counting his money. Because I saw the video on Tater, I just the pointing at it. The house that he used to live in, I think in Illinois, is gone. I think.
Yeah.
So I listened to part of Blind. Coming through it, I'm like, okay, if he wants to spend his money foolishly, I guess. I don't know what as soon as I hung out with you, I go, okay, he'll probably do a video on Tater. And sure enough, it's like it came up, and he did one of his other buddy who's always asking for money, and there's somebody he's hanging out with a car. Like I said before, people love to get YouTubers money. Carpetbagger probably, I guarantee it, got about $3,000 for the car. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
$3,000.
Well, I'm not saying I know that. I guarantee it. They got money because she has Patreon too as well. So I guarantee it. They got money because she got that car right away. So I guarantee money came into them.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that, but he would never say that. Neither would she.
That makes sense.
So he does that whenever he wants money. There was a person who made a comment on my video over on the other channel and said, I watch his stuff, but he likes to. She goes, I don't give him money. You can watch his videos. I'm not giving, but that's because he's laid low now. He hasn't talked to anybody. He hasn't done any videos in 2 days. Hasn't done anything. So he's kind of
Carpetbagger or BlindViews?
No, Carpetbagger. He's just kind of laying low. Because
well, isn't he at home or something?
Yeah, he's at home, but he's letting that go. He's just kind of letting it, just kind of going on. That doesn't want to talk about it. So he's waiting for kind of this to pass by. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So that's what he does that whenever things go wrong. So he hasn't done anything in 3 days. So he'll probably, because Jenny Penny, I think that's great, but I just think it's so sad that I guess he cut his trip 5 days short. So he's probably pissed he had to come back. So they're going to stick around home, whatever else.
Yeah, and there's quite a bit of stuff he could have done in Florida on the way back.
Right. Oh yeah, but he drove back 24
just coming straight back.
Yeah, but he was getting heat, and
Yeah.
she
as well as he should have.
Right, but he sat there. She's a nice lady. She said we have a different dynamic. And the way she said it, because when he got in a car accident, she was to his rescue right away. When he was in Ohio, I think he got in an accident. And then when he forgot his medicine, she drove it to him. She took care of it. So, You know, she's the housekeeper, but it's
most people, a significant other, if one wanted to travel and the other one didn't, they'd have to figure it out.
Right. Well, she's just the housekeeper. It's all she is. She takes care of the house because the wife bought them out, and hey, that's fine. But you know, it's just she's a nice lady. I think she's a sweetheart, and she's been. Did you like the one that what that song the guy did on him? The song. I think you commented in there. The one that did the song. What's his name?
Yeah, something with an E.
Demonic Abyss.
Oh, demonic. Yeah, with the D.
That was so hilarious.
Yeah, that was a great song.
Oh yeah, you go back in his archives, and he wanted to fight Demonic Abyss. He wanted to fight him like 6 years ago. He wanted to fight him. Carpetbagger was so pissed off.
I had a guy in my comment section. He wrote a whole song in his comment, and I'm like, dude, you need to get that AI software.
Yep. But he was so pissed off at Demonic Abyss, and because he just can't handle the. You know, he claimed in a video he didn't really care. Hey, I get it. You know, people have ripped on me, called me names, and that's fine. People have tried. You know, I get it, but I don't meet the guy well. But he acts like he's just this really nice man. He's not a nice man. He got drunk doing 2 live streams and act like a total idiot. I mean, he was a total idiot. I mean, the guy was embarrassing. You know, calling people names and all pissed off. It's like you could tell he was guilty of not going back. He was guilty of not going back to take care of Jenny Penny.
Well, as well as he should have.
Yeah, but he did. He waited 2 days. He didn't say, "Guess what, honey? I'm going to finish out here in Key West this day. Let me finish. I'm going to sleep overnight. I'll meet you. I'll be up there tomorrow." So
yeah,
but he waited a couple of days. He had I get you want to end your little vacation, but guess what? We'll come back and do it again. You know, we'll come back to Key West and finish it out. Like, you know, he went.
Well, our grandgirls came over swimming Friday, I think it was, and then when they were done, they got out my iPad and they made a little video segment for me to put on my video.
Right.
And I told my wife, because I know with RVing with the geezer that YouTube's kind of funny about kids being in videos when you don't make content for kids.
Correct.
And I'm like, I just don't think I should do that. If I have that doubt in my head, then it's probably
correct. My nephew wanted to be in. He's like 13 one day, and I go, no, I'm not going to put you on my channel. I'm a PG channel. I'm not putting you on. Even if you're my kid, you just don't, because people will take that picture. You know what I'm saying? You're right down there. You just don't do it. You don't do it. You know, you don't put kids out there like that. I mean, I get it. You might see a kid in the back when I'm running around, but I try to keep my camera away from kids as much as I can. They may be in the background, but I'm not like Carpetbagger and Daily Woo that just show who's in front of them. They have no respect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like that little kid that he sat on, he keeps getting shown over and over and over.
And when demonic
Abyss. Are you filming this?
I know. Demonic should have. He replayed it back. He should have blurred out that kid's face. Demonic should have. So if I was making fun of Carpetbagger and that was your son, I would have. The kid's face would have been blurred out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're just as bad as him by showing the kid. Yeah, that was. I'm sorry, that was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. He was so oblivious of what was going on. I mean, he's following the kid. The kid's asking him, are you filming us? I mean, it was just the most bizarre thing in the entire world. And he goes down kids' rides and stuff. It's just strange. I mean, I'm a man child. I like water parks. I like mini putt. You know, I like to walk on trails, whatever. I see people playing wiffle ball. I love playing wiffle ball.
You're just in that candy store.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Did you like that candy store? It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like old candy.
It was fun. It's a fun little candy store. They're in Florida and Ohio, but the best candy store in town is Minnesota's largest one in Jordan. I've been down there. They take cash only, but that's a huge candy store down there. They have the best apple. They have the best strawberry. The hell is this that they put in there? They have strawberry. Their pies are really good. They do a really good job. So. But, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, on the candy store, I didn't video anybody. Try to keep it, on the candy, not people or, whatever, But Carpetbagger just doesn't get it. He rides on kids' rides. I don't want to rip the guy, but I'm like, come on, man. What are you doing? You know, I don't know. I don't get it, man. I mean, you're walking, you're in a kid ride, on a kid climbing a kid thing, and you're bitching that it's small. You're 6'2". I just don't think he understands sometimes. He doesn't want to. You know, because he goes on he gets on a lot of kids' rides. He gets on a lot of all this behavior on, and gets on. It's just. I don't know. He claims he doesn't care, but then he gets really drunk on 2 live streams, and people give him money. So I'm just like, okay. He likes to make funny and drama. I mean, when that accident happened, all you had to say, guess what? She can't make it down to Florida. Something came up. But see, then he wouldn't get money from if he did mention the accident, he wouldn't get money. So So that's it's just the way it is. I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't have any. I mean, I have a PayPal, but it's for getting paid from here. My PayPal and getting paid from doing work. You know what I'm saying? The things I do. I don't ask for any PayPal. You know, none of that behavior. But he's done that before. He's he'll have a car breakdown. He'll have a picture of me in the car. You know, but. People were pissed. I knew he wouldn't go back. He waited a couple days. Then he only went back because he was pressured. You know, and he hasn't done anything in 3 days. So he's letting it all just kind of blow over. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he's doing. So anyways, we got Carpetbagger out of the way. I don't hate the guy. I think it's great. I mean, he used to be fun years ago when he would do 50-minute videos. He was really good. He was very simple. He would go to the attractions. Now he just does these, you know, I mean, the one he did, I finally reached the point, Connecticut, United States. It's okay. It's allegedly 29, whatever, but that's a long time to watch a video, a minute 20. That's a long time. Yeah. That's a long time to watch it. So long, and then he gets into Halloween. That gets to be just like Chris the Witch. You know, that's another long one.
Dude.
But anyways, I listened to your uncle, and he was pissing more about Timmy. Remember, he doesn't watch him, but he has you know. I think he's jealous of people making money on YouTube, and he's trying to make money on hating. You know what I'm saying? Pissing and moaning and whining, and just I feel sorry if the guy watches our viewers and will whine if he doesn't get enough information or doesn't get enough or whatever. But you know, Tater lives rent free in his head. Would you not agree? I think Tater lives in his head rent free.
I think when Tater came to visit him, he was all, you know, he was into it and everything, and then. I don't know. Tater, I don't know. Tater turned on him or something. It all comes down to him just saying he hearted a video. Yeah,
that's just why.
Or he hearted a comment. And why would everything go south over something? Because hearting a comment.
Because you get it's some people can't handle it. They're if you're gonna be on YouTube, you're gonna get ripped. And Tater to me is boring. I mean, just like Wonder Hussey's friend. I mean, she's a nice lady, but I don't want to hear that you're depressed. I don't want to hear about it.
Well, Pity Patter was in my comments talking to me about how you're such a better cook than Sarasota Tim, and I told her, I'm like, well, if you want to be on Tim's lawn, you should be careful because Tim's probably reading my comments.
Oh, they said I'm a better cook?
Yeah, she likes your cooking videos.
Who does?
Pity Patter.
Okay.
Or Pity Power.
Okay.
Pity Power 2.0.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen her in your comments.
No, some people. I think people give me a like, and I appreciate that, but they won't say anything. They won't say anything because they're afraid if they're your enemy's territory. If BlindViews sees anybody that he knows in my comments, that's going to piss him off.
She listens to Led Zeppelin, which I think is cool.
Right.
And I think she's up north. I forgot what she said. But she's up north. I don't think it's Minnesota. Maybe it's North Dakota or something.
Right.
But anyway, she comments across all platforms. I see her like in Dingers. I see her in New York Dan's. I see her in Life and Vibe.
Life and Vibe. Hello, Life and Vibe.
So I wouldn't be surprised if she commented in yours. It's just, but she comments in Tim's, and I'm like, well, it doesn't bother me, but if you start saying stuff like that in my comment section, Tim might not like it.
Correct, because you're going over to the other side. No, I totally understand.
Yeah.
So what's this about you? Because your uncle was bitching that he did like 9 videos in one day. Is that true, or is that fear mongering?
It wound up being 14.
Oh my God, that's. I mean, I've done the max 3. I mean, I did the 2 today. I did the 1 for the candy shop, and then the wedding thing. The old tongue in cheek.
Well, my understanding is I guess the cutoff for YouTube money is the end of the month.
Okay.
So everybody's trying to pop in a bunch of videos before June 1st to have that on your money next month, or however we get paid, or whatever.
Right. Well, it comes to a certain amount of money. I think there's a threshold they'll pay you. I think last year, I think on the adventure, I think I made $450. But like I said, here on Spreaker, last year I made $1,100, a little over $1,100.
Yeah.
You tell me where I make my money.
If you have less than 100 in a month, they don't pay out unless you got over 100.
Correct.
Not that you don't get it; it's just you'll get it.
The email will come through that I get paid, from YouTube, and that's like maybe twice a year. I don't get pushed. Just like when our boy was on here, Casey Gritz talked about it promoting the videos, and like I told him, I'll tell everybody else, I should have to pay to have myself pushed out. They've got to stop promoting celebrities that do live streams. They got to promote people like yourself, even if it's Tim. Okay, I mean, even if it's BlindViews, whatever, or whoever. Even if it's morning, that are sitting down doing a video. These live streams that Carpetbagger does, it's just for money only. It's not. I mean, he looks down at the chat room, just like Wonder Hussy did a whole hour of stream alluding what happened in Australia. Something happened. They confiscated her phone. So, because I think she showed a picture of some place that was off limits for videoing, and you have to have a permit to go there. So they probably saw that on Facebook. Her name's out there, Sarah Jane, whatever her last name is, I think, and they put her in like the computer that when she comes back, they flagged her because of her videoing, and they took her phone to see what she's been videoing. So they have her phone, and she's in a holding pattern. From what I understand, she was going to tell everybody on Wednesday, but then because she asked if she could retrieve the videos from her phone, I just said no. I said you have to have it on a server. You can't just get it off your phone unless she should have been uploading as she went along up just to YouTube and privated it. You know what I'm saying? That way, they would have been up on her. Just when then that way it was up on her YouTube channel. Then she can edit it later. That's what she should have done.
Or doing a backup of her phone every day.
Right. So she alluded what happened. She had problems and whatever else, but because the place she wanted to go to, they have to have a permit to videotape there, and they didn't. They told her no. There's too many permits. So she did pictures of it on her faker book, and somehow they probably saw it, and then well, she's a YouTuber, let's and then they whatever she's been videotaping, she just doesn't understand. She's like Carpetbagger and the Daily Woo. I can go wherever I want. I'm a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I walk on the railroad tracks. That's one thing, but I'm not going to walk into somebody's private property. I walk into abandoned houses and stuff. But I'm sure not going to walk into someone's. Because Daily Woo can't go to Epic because he went in the back of one of the abandoned buildings about 8 years ago, and they found who he was, and they banned him from certain business. So because he went. Well,
in Chicago, when they opened Millennium Park, everybody calls it the Bean, but it's officially called Cloudgate. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't let people take pictures of it or be in pictures of it. The artist wouldn't allow it, and they'd actually have a guard there that would stop you.
Right. Well, because I know Carpetbagger's been on a vlog one day, and he was mad because he instead of just say, hey, he could just say I wanted to go to a certain museum, they won't let me video. He has to tell the museum. So then people are what are they going to do? They're going to send emails to that all his white hats are going to send emails to to the museum because, how dare you tell Carpetbagger he can't videotape. I mean, I usually, at candy places, do you mind? They go, sure, before I did it. I'm gonna video.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, absolutely. And I go, okay.
Yeah.
And I asked before I did it. Because I'm not going to be in the middle of it and get pissed. I always ask before I do something, is it okay? And a few places have said no, and I go, that's okay, no problem. And they try to, because I said, you don't have to explain yourself. Not a big deal. I go, thanks anyways. I'm still going to look around. But I said, I get it.
And a lot of places will just have a little sign at the entrance.
Yeah, that's fine. And
people that want to film will see, and people that don't film probably won't even care about it.
Correct. I just, and I asked before, and just go, that's too bad. But I kind of walk and look, and I go, thanks anyways, no problem. A good place. And I leave. I don't knock it. Oh, man, get on my God, I want to go to the museum out in Chicago in the past. I'm a YouTuber. How the hell, Yeah. I'm like, shut up, man. It's like he's done that before. Like one time with Jenny Penny, they were in Colorado, and she allegedly, the guy tried to bully her and getting a 4-wheel drive, but she got all mad. It was through a cheaper rental car. So people were calling the rental car after he said, just don't say anything about it. He's got to bring it up. She was bullied at the rental place and gets all upset. So what happens? I type in there on Facebook, I hope you're not calling. You damn right we are. So about 50 people were calling this. It's one of the cheaper rental places, not Hertz, which I don't use poor places like that. So I'm like, what are you doing? Could people do that? Just like, what's her name? Carolyn RV. When she gets bad service, she'll say who it is, and people then they will call her the facility, and piss him off,
Yeah.
But it's like, come on, man. It's just, I despise when YouTubers do that. I mean, my favorite train guy in Florida will always point out the restaurant. He doesn't eat it, but he'll point it out, and he goes, it's a great restaurant, and he moves on. He promotes it, but I've never heard anything negative. He's always, he's a great guy. His name is Distant Signal, and he's out of Florida. Really nice guy. He's really good at explaining trains. Where everything goes in Florida and everything else, and where it comes and goes and whatever. But
yeah, we were at the original Pancake House again this morning.
Oh, I love that place. We have a couple here in Minnesota.
Yeah, and we know the manager, and when my wife was at Home Depot, she sold them their kitchen remodel. Mm-hmm. And so we've known them for a lot of time. But we're walking in, and their landscaping is really sad.
Really?
Yeah, they're super busy, so they're making money, and so we just let them know we don't personally care, but your landscaping's a little sad. You should get it freshened up.
I've learned this. I worked for Hopkins Theater. It was the Engler family, Jewish family, very nice people, and I learned from them when I was 16 years old, and the guy told me something, and I've heard this before, and he goes, Cowboy, the first two things they usually see is our parking lot and our bathrooms. So we would get to work, and there was a Burger King that's no longer there anymore. And Hopkins, the theater was off of Fifth Avenue. So when me and you got in, you would make sure everything was clean from the cleaners, and I would go out and police the parking lot because there'd be trash out there. So we made sure when you pulled in that parking lot, guess what? There was no trash. And I worked.
Yeah, I do that myself. If I go in the bathroom and the bathroom's disgusting, I'm a little concerned.
Yeah, exactly. We were in a Denny's down in, California, maybe 23 years ago, and it was just trash. Oh my God. It was just looked like a hurricane went through it. But we learned that at Perkins too as well, man. It's just because the first thing usually use the bathroom. That's what they do. But I learned that from I worked at Super 8 for 6 months for fun, about 12 before the job I have now. That was a fun job, but he goes, I like you go out there. And I go, well, I learned about the part. He goes, I'm glad you did that, because I'd come back from a run because people would just throw stuff out of their truck at Super 8, and I'd pick up diapers or whatever, clothing people would show. But I always made sure when I worked, even cigarette butts were clean, because that's the first thing they see is your parking lot. And they walk in the building. That's the first thing they see. And I learned that at Hopkins Theater. And we always we call it policing. We police the parking lot, and we police the front too as well. It's just because that's the first thing they see,
Yeah, when I was at the gas station, we were big on keeping the bathrooms clean.
Yeah, man, in the front, pick up the garbage, change the garbage out front, overflowing garbage. Just make it look like you give a crap. So,
yeah.
But So
pull the weeds.
So what's going on with Timmy? I mean, people have come to listen to the lead watcher here, and what's he doing these days? What's the behavior?
Well, Life of Vibe had like a 3-hour one.
What?
But it was pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I love Life of Vibe, so I watch it.
Oh, no, I didn't say it did. I didn't say it didn't. 3 hours? What the hell they would talk about?
Oh, I know you wouldn't be there for trust.
Oh.
Well, she was in the middle of doing his videos because he had 14 videos, so there's a lot of stuff to go over. And then,
oh my God,
he claims that, I don't think I'm going to film anymore today. I'm just going to relax. And there's some person that listens to Life. Well, we got 2 spies in Bradenton, I guess. there's some lady that knows Dinger, and he lives like 8 doors down from where Tammy is, so he can see her Cadillac, because her Cadillac's outside. So he lets Dinger know when the Cadillac's there and when the Cadillac's not.
I'm sorry. This is hilarious. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think it's cool. I mean, I'm not...
But 3 hours, I can be halfway to your house in Chicago. I can be halfway to me and you could meet somewhere for breakfast. 3 hour drive.
In 3 hours.
Both of us going. I'd say, okay, what's 3 hours? I'll meet you and I'll buy you breakfast at a Denny's.
Because you just come that highway that goes by Wisconsin Dells, and I just go north.
Yeah, we'd meet there and hug like 2 boys and say, we saved ourselves 3 hours of. That's 3 hours of good suffering. I mean, I could do a lot in 3 hours. I could go hit golf balls. I'd rather go pound golf balls. I really would at a driving range. I'd rather go play Glen Lake Golf Course by myself in rain. Okay.
Well, I go to bed early because I'm getting up early now.
Right, I understand. I
always want to make sure I'm well rested, so I'm safe.
I know. I go to bed 8 o'clock every night. I mean, tan, rested, and ready. I mean, unless the hockey's on, finals on. Real quick.
And so I didn't really want to say that I was there because I was probably going to fall asleep in a half hour or so. And I did fall asleep before it was over. I had to go back and watch it. But
oh my God!
Then people were missing me though. Where's Karl? I'm like, I'm here, but I'm going to sleep.
Does my name ever come up in the chat room?
Not that I know of. I'm not really watching the chat. I'm just listening to her.
Okay, because some people.
But she'll say what's going on in the chat from time to time.
Okay.
But yeah, she doesn't talk about. Tammy, Miss Vicky stealing her bow.
It's true. That's why I said it. I got cease and desist. I can't. I was going to plan the wedding 2026 on the beach, and she got all mad.
That would be a hard decision between a Southern Belle and a Monty Python lady.
Mighty Python. Hello, everybody. I'm down here. I do like where she lives. So if I was to marry her, I guess I could get over the voice. She seems a little younger, a little wild, but I think I can handle. I think I'd say, listen, young, let's move to Tennessee with Morning, and me and you will. She's more of a docile young lady. She seems like she'd be a partier. I think Miss Vicky would be a hoot. I think we'd go line.
She's got some good equity because she a long time ago she landed a condo.
Oh, really?
Within a walking distance of getting to the boardwalk or wherever they have the sessions. So she got a condo.
Who?
Life of Vibe.
Ooh, really? Yeah, because we've been there 3 times. I love Virginia Beach. I do like it.
So between getting a good deal and the appreciation of real estate, she's in a good situation.
I know, but that voice would drive me insane. She'd be screaming at me, yelling at me. God damn you, cowboy! You got me. My God, what you think you're doing? My God, stop it right now, or I'm going to give you a spanking. I mean, I think I would let her give me a snuggie. I mean, if you had your choice from either one of the women, would you want a snuggie? Or would you like a snuggie, or would you like, what's the other thing, a snuggie or a spanking? What would you want?
I don't know.
I think I'd take both. I think a snuggie and a spanking would be nice.
I know it's a hard choice.
I think a snuggie can be kind of fun. So, but 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 she responded back to me.
Miss Vicky would be more agreeable with you.
Yes.
Which wouldn't be good for me. I need someone that's going to be critical. Or else I'll go too far like Tim. And Life of Vibe would be critical. She'd be like, "What are you doing that? You're being an idiot."
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Yeah, thank you."
Yeah. Miss Vicky would be a great lady to go on a cruise for 10 days because she would just, whatever you want to do, hello morning. I think she'd be just a cool person to go on a driving, fly with her out to Oregon coast and drive down the Oregon coast, and just she's the kind of person I think if you want a driving, we've done the Oregon coast where wherever you end up, we get a hotel. So she's, I mean, hey, she's a little thick woman, which is just fine. More pushing for the cushion. She's a more easygoing young lady. If I was a date, if I had my choice, you're picking a woman. I mean, she's a nice young lady. I mean, Wonder Hussy. If all three were sitting there, Wonder Hussy would feel tough because she's the high pitched voice and she's only 5'3". And I mean,
because Life of Vibe's a vegetarian, and I'm like, I'm not ready.
Yeah,
to
like no, that's a no go. She's a vegetarian. I like meat.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. It'd be tough.
I'm a Midwestern boy. I like my pork and my beef.
Mm-hmm. But she responded. Your sister did respond back to me, and she said she would never call into the show.
That's too bad.
She said no. She said she would never. She doesn't call into the podcast, so she would never voice. I'm disappointed in my girl.
I'm not. I'm sure she wants to keep a relationship with BlindViews, and I can understand.
Oh yeah. He would become uncorked if her voice was on there. He'd be enraged. He would be enraged. He'd be so mad. He'd be pissed if all of a sudden she decided to call the show. He'd be mad as hell. But But he's been.
So go
ahead.
We're gonna have to find our own Life of or our own Miss Vicky. I think I've been trying to see if Pity Power wants to come talk.
That'd be kind of fun. Have her come on. How old is Pity Power? How old is she?
I don't know.
Is she?
She's just words on a screen.
Okay, so she's.
You don't even know. She could be a dude. Who knows who these people are.
So true. So I
haven't looked to see if she does content.
Okay.
But yeah, she seems to be a lady, listens to Led Zeppelin, lives, I think, in North or South Dakota.
Okay.
I was telling my wife, of course, before I got this new job, I was thinking about going up and doing the beet harvest up there. Because you can take your camper, you get free camping, and it's like you're supposed to commit to the whole month of October, but for the most part, you only do the first half.
Right. I do like Mark said that he about getting BlindViews to not wear the beater shirt and watch his language.
Yeah.
I do like that. It's pretty hilarious. Which is
because he doesn't really need to have no sleeves.
Right. Well, when you rode hard, put away wet, it's the way it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he doesn't try to doll up his appearance any. I'm not saying I do, but
no, I know.
I mean, Tim tries to make himself a little shiny bucket. I'm just kind of me,
right?
I mean, I'm not trying to look disheveled on purpose, but I'm not overly trying to be dressed up like a piece of candy.
Oh, I know.
We'll go to Olive Garden. I mean, I'll wear something decent. I mean, I'm not going to embarrass her, go with a beater shirt and torn jeans and shit. I won't do that, but...
Right. I know. Once in a while, it's a very visual website, and people get real... That's why they can't handle the black screen when I'm doing an audio. They can't handle that. They just don't understand, They like the candy video. They can see me sitting there eating French fries, which I love to eat on camera to piss people off. You know what I'm saying?
The black screen was awesome when I first started listening to it because it was around Christmas time.
Yep.
You're calling me Santa, and the reverb was going, and I was just delivering packages. It was awesome.
Yeah, well,
it was like they were usually an hour or so that was a good hour of work.
Yeah,
just to listen.
Yeah, well, it's old. That's how Spreaker used to be. A lot of old school. I'm not saying this great podcaster, But a lot of old school podcast. Debbie Daly would have loved her. She was a Southern woman. She was always fun.
Spreaker Sprocker.
She was really, really good. And she was always fun to listen about drama. Bathtub Girl was always fighting with her. Another girl she fought with all the time was Desert Rose, old Blog Talk days. And Debbie she taught me about great sound. And the One Angry Jew was really good. Vince in the Bay, Guy Shea, News Guy, Paul Dembski. All of those were just really good people. It was. I learned from the best. It was about having good sound. When I came over here, it's some people.
It just sound good in your ears.
Oh yeah, and I always make sure I don't scream. I got my microphone is up loud enough so when you turn it on, you can hear it on your phone when you have it in your pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Without people in my NFL one all the time will tell me NFL show all the time and say, hey, I love listening to your shows. When a couple of people listen to me in Boston, they take the train. They take the train to work, and they can listen to me in their ear when they can do it. I realize that's why I see these people on Real Radio, like I've told before, on these YouTube channels, and they're interviewing Karl. Let's say Karl, you're an expert on train safety or something, and you're in your house, and all I can hear is the echo. Instead of getting yourself a basic microphone to the back of your computer, and then your mic is closed. I don't get it. It's hard to hear Karl because all I hear is the room. I'm a Nazi when it comes to a closed mic. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Tater's in Alton, Illinois, which is on the Mighty Mighty Mo.
Mighty Mighty Mo?
So you should do a video where you put a letter in a bottle and put it in the Mississippi River and tell Tater his message is on the way.
Well, that have to go up. That has to go up. So I'm down. He's up. You're above me.
No, he's below you.
Really?
He's in Alton, Illinois.
Oh,
wherever you are, wherever you are is north of him.
Okay, so he's back anyway. I think he's back.
Oh yeah, because he always films.
Yeah. So he's back already. So the Tater, he's back already.
Because he's so paranoid, people will come mess with him.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, when I first started watching him, he went to Slab City.
Okay.
And he put up where his camp was, and there were a ton of people that came out and messed with him. Well, yeah, in Slab City, I'm sure.
Well, what's her name is going to Burning Man, Wonder Hussy, and she gives her address out, so people come and see her. They send her stuff. Slab City.
There's a guy named Doozer that's big on marathon running. Mm-hmm. He always goes to Burning Man, and he runs this 30-mile marathon.
All that is, it's expensive.
It's fun to watch him.
It's expensive to go there. It's expensive. She's talked about it and I looked into it one day years ago. It's not cheap to go to a Burning Man.
Well, they built an airport there.
Yeah,
they got morons with money, tons of money flying in, and like 5 miles north of there, they've got a whole bunch of jets and stuff.
Well, you know what Wonder House, he said, you can join the Mile High Club. They'll take you up in an airplane. You can have sex in the plane. They'll take you up. So they just do all. It's a bunch of pot smoking people. It's all drug. That's all it is drinking, sex, and all this behavior. And it's expensive. You got to get your ticket and everything else. Even before she went, before I knew who she was, there's not a chance. It's just this big
and then
party.
Everything's dirty, and if you take your RV's just full of dirt.
Well, was it 2 years ago? They had the rain. Remember they had the Hillary hurricane. And people are getting stuck and all that crap going on. It just to me, Slab City is another one. It's just a bunch of, I've seen videos, a bunch of homeless people and what's her name went there, Wandering Gypsy bought them food. I'm like, what are you doing, girl? You don't bring them food, there's some there's homeless people there off of Cedar, and they finally walled off one of the bridges. And they finally walled up, and people bringing them wood, burn wood and stuff. Come on, man, what are you doing? It just drives me insane, man. These people.
That's the nice thing about a cruise is you you're locked up with a bunch of middle class people, and so you don't have any riffraff to worry about.
Yep.
And they provide plenty of decent entertainment for a couple of days.
Correct.
And you can do whatever you want. They do not do whatever you want. And I think that this works out.
No,
I still like a casino every now and then. I'm not a huge gambler, but it's nice to have a little fun.
When I do go on a casino, I usually bring like maybe $300.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little, just to play a little bit, you know. I don't
because the casino's not entertainment. You're not there to like win against it, but it's nice if you do.
Right. I think it was, I don't know how long ago it was. It was we were on a cruise and I got lucky and won. It was like $1,400 playing blackjack the very first time I sat down, and I put that. I think I put $1,100 back in the safe, and I had used the rest of the money. I think whatever it was, I missed my other money to spend off the ship. I got lucky. It was extreme. It was 4 of us. The ship just left. They opened the casino, so we all knew what we were doing, and we all could not lose in one shoe. We could not lose.
Yeah.
I think we took $4,000 out of that table. The very last hand, we all lost. You got a 21 on us. But other than that, it was just, literally either pushing or winning. It was one of those lucky 6 decks I've ever been in my entire life. It was unbelievable, you know. But that's
if you're a gambler and you're a chaser, you should stop gambling.
I totally agree. I go with money willing to gamble. I've seen it many times on cruises. I saw there was maybe the same cruise. It was a Puerto Rican lady, pretty big lady, and you could walk by the casino, and every day I saw her sitting in that chair, gambling in that casino. Every day I'd walk by, look, I go, there she is. She was sitting at this table playing blackjack the whole cruise. At least she'd be getting comped. She probably gets free cruises time after time. That's just nuts, man. I'm like, come on, man. Like I said, I have casinos here. You do too as well. I usually bring $300. Yeah. We got lucky on our hockey trip last year. We went down and played quarter poker. We both won like $1,000 in like about 15 minutes. We picked up and left. I still have money left over from that. You know, I have it in my CD case. We got lucky, and I looked at her and I go, she got 4 aces, I got 4 kings, something else. And I said, let's go. We were just going to kill some time to get up in the morning. We got lucky and we left. You know, I'm not going to go put it all back in again. It was one of those lucky things, both sitting next to each other at quarter poker. She held an ace and got 4 aces and a kicker. You know, it doesn't happen all the time, but that's when you leave. You know, you push away. I've seen too many people at tables that just keep throwing money in. Money in. It's like, I get it. It's fun, but you can't love gambling. You love your wife. You love gambling, it's going to own you. It will own you.
We got to go on a cruise with New York Dan and say, dude, what are you getting out of being here by yourself?
I know. I'd love to get him on the show. New York Dan. What's New York Dan doing these days? Is he still...
He talked about you, then he's like, he knows you want him to call in, and then he's like, oh, I'm really busy, blah, blah, blah.
Liar.
So I don't know.
Liar.
Yeah.
He
might be where he doesn't want BlindViews to kick him to the curb either.
when did he say that? How long ago did he say that?
A couple of days ago. It wasn't very long ago.
Call the show. He's just too chicken to call the show. I don't know why he would.
He does an evening video.
I don't get it, man. I want to rip a new hiney about going on cruise by himself and ask him, what, you were a loner? Should we have you out on a future wanted poster? Are you going to be on a roof with a sniper rifle? What the hell's the deal? Why are you going on cruises by yourself?
Yeah, and I guess his day job is day trading. That's pretty rough.
Okay. No, I like New York Dan. I like when he was stalking.
New York Dan.
New York Dan. It was so funny.
And that video was so classic, where he has his head and the campers, the green screen background.
Yep. Yeah, it was freaking. Well, you could tell he was freaking out your uncle. He was freaking out your uncle, Sarasota Tim. He was freaking him out. He was following it. You know.
He should have filmed that camper so we could make a green backdrop out of it.
That was funny when he was stalking him. That was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I'd love to get. I don't think Life and Vibe would come on. That would be like the Trojan horse to get her to come on too as well. But I don't think she would come on either. I don't. You know.
She might when she gets bigger.
Well, that's his girlfriend. That's BlindView's girlfriend. There's not a chance.
She's trying to make a little coin, so she's kind of transactional about what she does.
Well, I was transactional when I was young. When I used to bang hookers and whores, I had whatever. But
No, but like me, I talk to you because I think you're cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I like talking to you. And
have you smoked this cigar?
If that means I don't get 400 more subscribers, I don't care.
Okay, I understand. So, have you smoked the cigar yet? Have you smoked the cigar yet?
Yeah, I did that this morning.
Okay, how'd the video go? Did you do it without notes?
Yes, sir.
And I'll watch it.
And it was like 15 minutes. I'm like, how did I talk for 15 minutes? But I don't know, I just babbled.
What were the comments on it?
Nothing that comes to mind right off.
But you torched it up and you lit it up and you smoked like a grown-ass man, right?
Yeah, I'm getting some good comments from fellow truck drivers giving me, tips on being safe and stuff, which is cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, truck drivers have a pretty big community on here, on YouTube. A lot of truck drivers.
Yeah, I know. But I'm not trying to be a truck driver.
No, I understand, but there's a lot of truck drivers that do videos. The big.
Yeah, I watch a bunch. In fact, there's a truck driver called Tim Travels. His name's Terry. Mm-hmm. He's got a story about that. But he is a person that used to be an attorney, and now he's a truck driver.
Right.
So I'm like, dude, we got that in common.
Right.
But he's also a Navy guy. I don't know if he went to Annapolis or he worked in Annapolis, but that's kind of cool. I've been to Annapolis.
Right.
That was neat. My sister was thinking about going to school in Annapolis, so we flew out there and we got a tour of the campus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. But anyway, he's a Navy guy, so I'm like, well, Dinger would like that. And then he used to be an attorney. He did pretty much general practice and he was in a partnership.
Right.
But that's about all I know. But he's much happier not being an attorney.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
But yeah, truckers are a lot friendlier to each other than attorneys are to each other. Because attorneys, you could always be in competition for money in the future.
Oh, yeah. So
it's somewhat of a friendship and it's somewhat of competition. Whereas I know truck drivers are competition, but not really. You're all competing for loads, but the people booking the loads, you don't have anything to do with.
Right.
And like mine, I get paid by the hour, so it don't matter to me.
Right.
I feel bad when I'm holding up guys that I know are just getting paid by the mile.
Right.
But I'm not, but they're like, they'll tell me, dude, everybody had to start somewhere. And,
right. We've talked before about experience, how are they supposed to give you experience if they don't give you a job,
It's the catch-22. And the job I got now, the dude's like, if we weren't 8 people short, you wouldn't have gotten hired.
Oh, you're 8 people short, huh? Well,
Yeah. Now, I might work a full 40-hour week, and then my Saturday will be 6 to 6, be a 12-hour shift.
Jesus. I've done those before. Yeah, I've done those at Perkins before.
So that'll be a shit ton of overtime, which I don't care. I don't need the money.
Well, the hunch, remember the hunch, your 47th selected said no tax and overtime. Remember that? No tax.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. So.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's what he said, allegedly. It's easy to say that, but
easy to say. Getting that through Congress, yeah.
Right.
I doubt it.
I get it. It's all. I don't claim my tips anyways, but if you're a waitress, I get that. Don't worry about.
I don't mind there being no tax on tips because usually the jobs that
and usually the tips
are the high end.
Right. And usually the tips, anyways. Let's say you're a busboy and you get $40 from somebody. That's going to be spent within the day. It goes right back to the economy. And that's. When I carried in my pocket about $200 and a whole bunch of. I spend a lot of money on my tips and I push it out. I bought that McDonald's on the way home for that video. I put 13 singles out there. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Out the door. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I give her money, whatever. Everything on that St. Martin was all about tips. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's one thing about you get paid and tip, and if you're a valet, I mean, in Vegas, they don't. People don't. Those jobs don't get turned over because those guys make good money. They make about $70,000 a year. Like at Bellagio, the people in the valets, they make damn good money.
Yeah, and it's like on the cruise ship, you got to realize that you're going to be paying $800, $1,000.
Well, that's why in the cruise ships, guess
tips.
What? You know what I do in the cruise ship? I take the tips off when you book, and I give it at the end. I give it to them in cash. I hand it to them.
Yeah, you give it to them in cash. But,
I don't.
But I mean, you still realize it's going to be a cost of your cruise.
Correct. No, I understand.
You're not going to be a dirtbag and just say, "Oh, I got this cheap cruise," and then stiff everybody.
Well, you know what I do? I have 520s. I call it Cowboys 5 stars. So I kind of watch workers throughout the cruise, and I'll give somebody at the end of the cruise, I'll say, here's a 20. I saw you working hard. So I call it 5 stars. Cowboys 5 stars. When we were on the Oasis, there was a bartender in the Central Park in the middle of the Oasis. And he was Mr. Nelson, how you doing, Jeffrey? He remembered me. He was the first one I gave the 20 to, and I said, you remember my name? You do good work. He was the bartender. And I gave him a $20. He was and then I gave the dealer a $20 bill because she was really nice. She was really helping people out. I gave her a 20, walked up and put it in front of her. This is for you. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a busboy, but it's called the Cowboys 5 stars. So I give 5 good workers $20 bills that I see working hard.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So
plus, it's kind of fun because it gives you a little game.
You could even have
while
10.
You're on your cruise.
A friend of mine does this. He goes, I did the same thing, Cowboy, but I have 10. I have 10 stars. He goes, I have 10. He goes, I did the same thing I did. He goes, I can't pick 5, and he gives 10s out that he sees throughout his cruise. He a couple of times he even get more. But he goes, I like that idea. So he saw a couple bus boys busting their hump. He walked up and said, "Here's $10, man, for working hard," because he knows they're all from third world companies, third world countries. So
yeah, and they're not going home at night. They're just going down to the bottom of the ship.
Correct, because when we were on a cruise one day, and the maitre d' didn't even care about us because he was too busy with 2 parties of 10. I didn't give him anything. I gave him nothing. He didn't even come on. He said hi once. I gave 100 to the waitress and to our waiter and the 2 helpers $50 each. I split. I usually give those guys $100. I gave each $50. I said, "F it, I'm not giving them him that $100. I gave them each $50 because the waiter had 2 helpers, and they were really cool. They remembered us every single time. It was a great table, But I realized money goes a long way for people like that. Like we were on a cruise and we were in Grenada, right? And then we got a tour for the girl was maybe 15, and she gave us a tour of it was destroyed from the war, but we could still walk around in the what do you want to call it? What the hell was it again? It was the fort, right? So she walked walked around, explained the whole thing, and I gave her a 20. She was, I said, you know how far that 20 is going to go with this 15-year-old girl? Going to go a long ways,
Oh yeah.
I gave her the 20 because I said thank you very much because she did a great job at explaining all the stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to give her this 20, because she did a good job.
Yeah.
It was well worth it. I knew, I realized that. I mean, working in the tip business, and people earn their supper. I see you working hard, I'll give you some money. It's all about the language of money. I'd love to be able to. New York Dan would be the actor, and it would be the language of money. So New York Dan would have a family of 5, right? And he works and he's a captain in the New York police, and the evidence locker has money. So every night he goes for constitutional, and he gives out money from the evidence locker. Where are you going? I'm going to go on my constitutional. So Tony walks around and gives money to people every single night. Hands out money to people. He needs the money, but he hands that money out that's in the evidence locker. The language of money. That's what he speaks. So, but he would be my New York Dan, the Captain Danny.
New York Dan.
I'd love to get him on, but but I just don't think he's just too chicken. He's too. He'll live on his knees before he dies on his feet. So
yeah.
It's always good to have him on. Hey, should I keep you on? See if I can get hold of Mark.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see if I can get him on.
See what Mark's doing. Call the moon. Call the moon.
Let's see what he's. Let me see. Let me see. Let me reset.
I thought I made him mad when he made that comment. He's like, "Oh no, I just have a weird sense of humor."
All right, here we go. Hang on a second here now. Here we go. We're calling him. Here we go. See if he's on. Nope. Nope. No call. Nope. He wasn't there.
Oh, bummer. He's probably out on the moon walking Molly and
you never know. He might call back. You never know. But he wasn't there. So, well, it's true. I mean, I get where he lives in Arizona, but it is walking on the moon. It is. It's a very, it is what it is.
Well, I get it. I live here because I grew up here. And
right.
He lives there because he grew up there. Right. You probably live where you live because you grew up there.
Absolutely. So, do you think your uncle BlindView? Do you think he's jealous of Mikey and those guys, that they're getting free money, and that he wanted to be an RVer someday and he can't do it because he's allegedly blind? What do you think? Do you think he's jealous of Tater?
I think he's got a lot of things he's upset about, and those are all part of it. But yeah, the fact that he probably didn't really beg that much at first, and now that he is begging, that they just say they want something and they get it, and he says he wants it and he didn't really get that much.
Right. It never hurts to ask, right?
Oh yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I just think it's easier to work for it.
I totally agree. I mean, I see people downtown Minneapolis all the time.
Just have fun doing it.
And then you drive by and they shake their head at you. All these people are sitting on the side of the road asking for money. They think I'm mentally ill. Well, I'm mentally ill too as well. Okay, it's just like with Carpetbagger. He has ADD, I guess, allegedly, and he has type 2 diabetes, but he shoves food in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Sugar. It's like, really? So I don't know.
And most of those artists, their stuff's not worth anything until they're dead because they can't produce anymore.
Correct. I mean, it's just. I was listening to NASCAR. Why it's going downhill? Well, it's subsidized by people that paid to be on their car. It's like it's all it is, subsidizing people like Carpetbagger are subsidized. Wonder Hussy is subsidized. Wandering Gypsy is subsidized. People give them money because their content can't carry them. Tampa J is moving to Tennessee. People probably gave him money for the move. But his content will never carry him. They will never carry him. He thinks he's the Daily Woo, and he's just the Daily Woo travels because he's living on old money. And Carpetbagger needs to do a video every single day. Now he's took 3 days off.
Yeah. And it doesn't pay well.
No, it doesn't. Not like it used to. They used to. I mean,
it used to.
Yeah.
It don't pay well anymore.
No, you got to you literally have to, let's say, do three videos a week, and maybe you're getting. I mean, Sidetrack Adventure does a video a week. He gets a lot of views. I mean, I think he works, but he does one a week. He does a good job. It's history does pretty good, but yeah, if you're doing it for a job, you're barking the wrong tree. Okay. It's like it's just, if you have to ask for money and your content can't take it, then don't do it. Find something you can do online. Work online so you can still travel, but it's your drinking money. You know what I'm saying?
And us creators don't really have a union,
right?
We're probably not getting paid very good scale.
Correct. I just sick and
what
tired.
we put out.
If it's the Huss or any YouTuber that bitches about money, I can't help it. You decide to quit your job, just like Tampa J. Like, hey, I think he's a great guy, but he's asking for trouble, moving to Tennessee, and think he's going to make it on YouTube. It's not going to work, man. You're gonna go with all those places in Tennessee, which has been videoed left and right. You allegedly are engaged. So are you gonna marry this woman? That's gonna cost money. And then God forbid you knock her up like a cheerleader. That's gonna cost money. I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
I just don't get it, man. I mean, I made 8 videos for this channel on the camera today. 9, matter of fact, and went through some woods and went back to the scene of the crime. When I first did, I walked around and smoked a cigar. I mean, I had time to do it. I had 2 hours to do it. You know what I'm saying? I made time for myself. But I do it for fun. It's on a non-monetized channel. It's just something to screw around with. But I mean, I feel as other people that, well, if it's the hustle or anybody else that is tied to YouTube, and then you look at your money every single day, and if it doesn't get pushed out, I've seen many videos where it gets 80,000 and the person goes down to 2,000 because how it gets pushed out. You know what I'm saying? And
like when I deliver for Spark or Walmart, there's tips included in that.
Right.
And I've watched other people where they look at the tips and stuff like that. I don't do that. I just deliver for whatever the amount shown.
Right.
And I do a good job, and I'm nice to the people. And if I get a tip, I get a tip. But I don't go back and look and say, oh, it's so nice to that person, they didn't tip me. I don't know.
I've always told people, you know, they'll say, you know, I don't have it. I said, do me a favor, just say thank you and shake my hand. Not a big deal. And pay it forward. It's not a big deal. You know, I'm not going to sit here and, you know, it's the way she goes. You know, I'm not going to beg. You know, you can't give me a tip. I get it, sucks, but no big deal. You know, next time someone might hand me a bigger tip. Who knows? It all comes out in the laundry at the end. It all comes out in the laundry at the end. But
and some people are like you. They tip me cash because they want to make sure I get it.
I get all cash. They'll ask me if I got Venmo. I go no. Yes, I do have the thing, but no, I'm cash. I get it. I'm not going to have Venmo. I don't need the government to know what I'm getting. I don't need to know that because Venmo. I know a couple of drivers have had that, and all of a sudden they were getting $10.99. I said, told them don't do it because they're going to look what you're getting. Don't do it. You know. Yeah. Don't do it. But you try to explain to people, they don't get it. You know. But you know. Someday I still want to find some drug money someday. That's my ideal find. My brother told me when he was working for at the airport, there was a place that would got up overseas, and they had 2 pallets with 4 blue tanks on plastic buckets, right? And they never came and got it for like 2 months. So they said, okay, we're going to throw it away. So they opened up 4 of them. 4 were full of marijuana and coke, and the other 4 were full of money. So the person, they were afraid to come and get it because they thought they were going to have them arrested. So it was like $2 million per bucket. It's just like if you look it up, Ford Motor Company back in '82, they found 2 pallets in the nose of a semi, $15 million in 2 different pallets. So when they shipped it from Mexico, someone didn't get it at the end. So. They still push marijuana back and forth. If you ever watched on the History Channel about at the border, it's pretty, it's unbelievable what they do. But
where it's getting crazy.
What's on the dinner tonight?
Olive Garden.
That's right. We're having roast tonight. Roasted potatoes.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna try to call Sweet Melissa for a little bit, and I appreciate you calling the show. Okay.
All right. Yep. Yeah. Have a great night.
I appreciate it. There he goes, Carl. Appreciate it. I was like Carl. I want people to call. I'm gonna call Sweet, and if not, she's from the other side of YouTube. Let's see if she's available. If not, we'll head down the road. I appreciate people listening all the way through. Sweet. She lives in Maine. Oh, Sweet Melissa. What are we gonna run life? What's the ambient? What's this one? Undercover Vampire. I wonder if Ted the Talking Head's around. Ted the Talking Head. Ted? No Ted. Anyways, we appreciate people that come to the show. Carl, thank you so much. appreciate the military men of the armed force of all the branches that serve in those beaches. Air Force, Army, and the Marines, and the Navy, and the Merchant, and the National Guard, Coast Guard. They're in and out of uniform. Thank you so much for all you do. We appreciate it. Everything you do. 1 and 2. Snap the next crowd. Free the Jews. Men and women blue like a cop call. God bless the working class. God bless this great, great country, United States of America. National Hockey Association, the final pumpkin ball. Christmas morning's coming. It'll soon be over. Make good choices in your life. Would you shower in the shower at Penn State? I would not shower in the shower at Penn State. Would not shower in the shower. Snap the next people that hurt children. Not that tough. Rapists, whatever else, animal abusers. Thank you so much. Please put on a condom. All we're asking, prevent AIDS, herpes, gonorrhea, needle in the penis. Thank you so much. Don't drink and drive. You don't like 2 men having sex. I get it. $40. You can't watch 2 women. Not a very Christian thing to be doing. Okay? We always appreciate everybody out there. Hope you enjoyed a long show. Karl, thanks for coming on the show and saving trolls. From the great state of Minnesota, the poor side. It's snowing outside. It comes during the first day of June 2025, and the general public at 7 a.m. will be able to consume this voice. Peace in the Middle East, and please keep it real in the field. If you see something, say something. All right? I'm going to head on out of here. Roast time. Demanding roast. All right? I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Sawinski Yahoo. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out.